Professional Muslim Network. So we hope, inshallah, there's going to be many of these nights, even on monthly basis, should I say. And most likely, inshallah, hopefully, with a lot of dua, will be accompanied with food. We're looking for good sponsors, such as our friend, our brother at Istanbul Bay. So make sure that you give them a visit, inshallah. I have 15% cards here, so feel free to grab them. Additionally, we also have shakes and crepes and shakes. How should I say this? Island shakes and crepes. Okay. And of course, like Bora Bora is here in the house. So we have a number of amazing sponsors, mashallah. All of you are familiar with Bora Bora, yes? Yeah, of course. And Noon Yalan, mashallah, is Island Shakes and Crepes. I want to make sure that you guys give him a look, inshallah, and you pay him a visit and you check them out online. The social media looks very promising, mashallah. And as I mentioned, Istanbul Bay. We're very, very grateful to all our sponsors. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for these Muslim-owned businesses. And this is actually the purpose of this event. Sheikh Abdul Rahman, numerous times in his khutab, in his Friday speeches, he mentioned we need to make sure that we come up with a way to link our Muslim professionals, brothers and sisters, those who, mashallah, have the skill set and the talent with Muslim-owned businesses. And we have a bunch of statistics, how many times, a dollar evolves in a certain community versus our community when the dollar exits on maybe the third and the fourth transaction. So this is what we're trying to do. We challenge these good people right here, Brother Shaban, Brother Ibrahim, with fixing this issue. What we're trying to do is not to just give nice speeches and say the Muslim community should be doing this and we, a Muslim community, should be doing that. What we're trying to do is really provide practical, actual solutions that's rooted in technology-based, platforms and in true needs assessment of what the Muslim community here in Staten Island, particularly on this side, needs. So this is work in progress. We're asking all of you to make dua for us. Every single Wednesday night, Sheikh Abdul Rahman holds in this very space a professionals halaqah. People come after work and they engage, the Sheikh for, some scholarship, but actually, everyday problems and solutions and things that would pertain to us on daily basis. Once again, we are grateful to our sponsors. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them. We have 17 business sponsors. They give us $71,000 in Ramadan, GIK gift in kind. Takbir. So we're grateful to all of them, and we hope that number increases, and we hope the many, many more gifts to come, inshallah, to benefit everyone. I hope all of you like the food and the stuff that's going to come next with the, desserts and everything else. With that being said, I hope you are as excited as I am. Maybe you can tell, and if not, I can raise my voice a little more, but hopefully this is going to be the start of something very good. There is a little bit of a technical side to this. I want you to understand it. And there is like an overall vision that we're going to start with, and then we're going to end with Sheikh Abdul Rahman, inshallah, bringing it home and talking about the why behind it and the purpose and the intention behind all this. So unless there's anything else on the floor, I'll go ahead and pass it to Brother Shaban. Brother Shaban is in charge of this initiative, and he'll give you an overall good idea of directionally speaking where we're going.
Jazakallah khair. Wow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am very pleased, excited, and happy to be standing here before you guys. This initiative was discussed with a couple of brothers several months ago. And just like Brother Sharif said, we always hear these khutbahs and we always talk about it at gatherings. We need to do this, we need to do that. And I said, yes, we do. So we're doing it. And so the purpose of today, in short, is to introduce the initiative in general. The Muslim Professionals Group is going to be a group that's basically going to foster businesses around the area, right, in our community. We want to be stronger. So to be stronger, we have to work on knowing each other, working together. And I, inshallah, with the help of our brothers here, Ibrahim, Kamal, Hassan, and Saif, we started this initiative and wanted to go over a couple of points with you. And I want to go over it really quickly because there is going to be a Q&A session at the end. And really, I just want to get some feedback from everyone. But want to go over these points. First, the group goals, right? Promote business, sales, and services. That's the simplest one. We want to familiarize ourselves with the Muslim businesses in our community. We want to kind of keep that money circulated, as Brother Sharif was saying. And so we want to have, different events and different platforms where we can actually go ahead and, make these different businesses known to each other, right? Next bullet point is educational, business-related lectures. So part of the business is, educating ourselves and getting better and stronger. In fact, one of the next event, inshallah, we will have is going to be about business law and with accounting with Brother Anas and Brother Ali Haq. So the goal there is to just give us some 101 on business and things that we should know, things we should be aware of, things to kind of prepare us, and at a minimum, they are now resources to the community, right? Anytime you need some legal advice, you can turn to him. Some accounting advice, you could turn to Brother Anas. So that's another thing. One of the other things that I am also really excited about is developing mentorship programs. I feel like there's a big gap between the older generations and the younger generations. And, a lot of the youth need that kind of direction. And so by establishing some mentorship programs, it's given the opportunity for younger children or the younger folks or the young adults to work with guys who have been in business, who have an expertise that maybe they want to learn, and they could volunteer or intern their time or even work, part-time just to be educated and learn a special skill set. Last but not least, with this initiative, it's going to be ongoing. So we need community involvement. I'm standing here. I'm planning on spearheading this kind of initiative, but I'll need help, right? And we should all be involved to some extent. We should come to the mosque. We built these walls, right? So let's fill it up. And let's come here, let's do something, let's make a change. Because talking about it, I'm done talking about it. I think we should this is a call to action for all of us, And I just wanted to handle this group so I can streamline it for everybody, but really it takes a whole community to make a change that's big enough that will affect the world. So with that being said, we're going to have Brother Ibrahim. These brothers have been working on a website. So the website, basically in short, is going to be where businesses can promote themselves, individuals can sign up as well. He'll go over the details. They've been working on this for the past couple of months. So, this has been a lot of work that we've been putting in. And inshallah, it'll be something that'll help us on the technology side, right, to unite us there and be able to find each other on the web. So without further ado, Brother Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. Thank you so much for taking the time today to come and join us. This has been Hazim. Could you please? Sorry. Okay, thank you. This is just a brief overview of what we're doing, but as Brother Shaban mentioned, we are working on a platform so that Muslim businesses and Muslim individuals are able to interact with each other. As was stressed, as with Brother Sharif said in the beginning, and kind of stressed within our community for the past couple of years, we need to keep the dollar within. We need to keep the dollar within our community. We need to keep the jobs within our community. We need to help each other build our community. Whether that means helping the youth find jobs, whether it means helping each other advance in careers, maybe if someone wants a career change, someone needs funding for a project, or anything along those lines. So with that being said, there's many different ways of going about this. You could form a Facebook group, there's other platforms, but the problem with those platforms is that we lack control. Like, that's just the short version of it. So we want to build something where we're in control, we kind of dictate our terms, and we get to be able to build a platform where everyone can grow as much as humanly possible. And so, as you can see on this slide, we're kind of doing it in 3 major phases. The beta phase, which is, inshallah, it will be launched before the end of this year. Inshallah ta'ala, we're just kind of fine-tuning a couple of things. The way the platform is going to be set up is that there's going to be 2 kinds of profiles. There's going to be individuals and there's going to be businesses. So for the beta launch, we're going to be able, for individuals and businesses, we'll be able to create profiles. So if you're a business, you could say, I'm a plumber, this is where I'm located. I'm an electrician, this is where I'm located. I'm a consultant, this is what I do. I do construction, this is what I do. And anything along those lines. And then also for individuals, I'm an individual, this is my skill set. This is what I'm going to get hired for. And then you can, inshallah, say, I want to continue this career, or I want to change careers, or I just want to grow my network. That's, inshallah, it's going to launch before the end of this year. There will be a QR code at the end of this. I would ask all of you, if you're interested in signing up for this, just scan the QR code, a simple name, email, what kind of profile you would like. And then once the beta is launched, you will all get emails to then fill out profile details on the website, inshallah ta'ala. Launch, which is the middle. So for that, we want businesses to be able to post jobs. We want individuals to be able to apply for said jobs. And businesses, obviously, being able to review resumes and conduct interviews and whatnot. And then from there, be able to advertise their products and also host events. So say, for example, I know say if you're in a consulting agency, if you're a consultant or you work in sales, you'd want to host events to try to get those high-ticket clients to then come in, and that's kind of how the sales funnels work. We want you to be able to advertise that event on our platform to make sure that you have Muslims coming in, and as we keep rehashing, keeping the dollar within the community. And then inshallah, post-launch, that will be at that point. Hopefully, I'll be getting a barrage of emails from all of you. I will answer, inshallah, every single one of them. You could hold me to it. And it'll be kind of a rapid feedback loop. I want this feature, I want that feature. And inshallah, if there's a huge need for a feature, let's say, for example, processing transactions online, like, all right, we're on that, we'll get working on that. And I mean, inshallah, that's pretty much it. And then, of course, going from, it's going to be web-based at first, and then inshallah, we're going to move into mobile because you have to. It's where the market is. And I mean, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'll be here, I'll be around. And yeah, Sheikh or? Okay. Oh, here's Brother Shaban. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, so Hazem, next slide. Hazem. Hello. Next slide. So, it wouldn't be a Muslim professionals event, right, if we didn't have a little, Islamic principles to go over. So, every event I do want to not forget, and again, I forgot to mention this, right? So part of what we're doing here is to bridge also the gap between the deen and the dunya, right? We're here, we're all, chasing our dreams and whatever, and, trying to make money and making ends meet, or, chasing the dream, as they say. But, we have to remember that we're all doing it, for one cause. And so whatever we do in this life is for the afterlife, right? And so while we're conducting business, right, we should think about these principles. So we are asking our resident scholar, Sheikh Abdul Rahman, every time we have an event like this, incorporate him so he could speak a little bit briefly on some bullet points. In this case, obviously, Islamic perspective on business in general. So
Sheikh Abdul Rahman actually is engaging a potential shahada as we speak, so he'll be over in like next 2 minutes, inshallah. Just by the time he gets a mic, I also wanted to give a shout out to our team. So the guys who've been working behind the scenes. As mentioned, Brother Shaban has been working tirelessly for the past like 4 or 5 months. We've had many meetings about this. Brother Ibrahim, Brother Sayyaf, and Brother Hassan in the back. Brother Hassan, raise your hand, inshallah. Brother Sayyaf is here. Brother Sayyaf is sitting somewhere here. He's hiding, ducking. He's not here. Okay, good. He'll come, inshallah. He is in Morocco having a great time. I think we should pay him a visit there. Our own team as well, they did the whole setup and the food. All the sisters, Nasib, and everybody was helping out with the food. And brothers and sisters downstairs, they did the setup. And we all take pleasure in serving our community. And all of us ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make this sincerely and solely for Allah's sake. And give the shaitan no share in anything that we say or do. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us sincerity and acceptance in all our affairs. We always trying to remind each other of this dua, and this is really a path to success and for any tawfiq. any kind of direction that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and insight that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us. I'll bring Sheikh Abdurrahman inshallah, but if you have any questions, I wanted to remind all of you that Brother Hamdi in the office is leading this business initiative. So like all the folks who came through Ramadan, I've been talking to him and stuff. We've been running some of their stuff on the screens here. We have about 14 screens around the center, and we're very happy to like start running this. Sister Kinza, by the way, who's not here, is a wonderful sister. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her. She's doing a lot of back office stuff behind the scenes. And she actually started promoting this initiative like during, or kind of started this initiative during COVID. When all these businesses were closed, we said we, the community center, want to give them some presence, some visibility, and bring some awareness to the Muslim-owned businesses online. And we started running a whole bunch of stuff across our social media platforms and stuff. So these are some of the things that if I had time, I would have shared. And since I have time right now and waiting for Sheikh Abdurrahman, I wanted to share, with all of you. Those Muslim-owned businesses is a source of pride for all of us. We want them to increase. Bora Bora, Wadia, you were there. We were there at the grand opening. We spoke in the grand opening, and we said this is a business that's true in our community. They give back, and we're here to support them and celebrate their grand opening. And we want to see many of these businesses, flourish and become successful on the island, inshallah. We're hoping, inshallah, that this dollar that everybody's talking about revolves within the Muslim community. As I mentioned, some other communities, it actually goes as far as 22 times in transacting. In the Muslim community, it does not, I would say it does not go past 5 or 6 times at best. So we want to change that, inshallah, and hopefully once we launch this, we want to make sure all these businesses are vetted. And there is going to be an approval process and something that would give us confidence and credibility, inshallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم ربنا رب
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. So welcome everybody. I'm sure alhamdulillah there's been a good presentation so far. It is my turn to speak briefly. I don't want to hold you guys too much, but we have a very important ceremony going on in the other room. There's a sister taking her shahada. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. So you guys give me 2 minutes, 3 minutes, inshallah, and I'll be back. Inshallah, we'll perhaps do some questions or something along the lines. I'll be back very shortly. Inshallah.
Okay, so well, I think we'll just go ahead. We'll skip to the Q&A session, and that's the QR code. Hey, Brother Ibrahim wanted to share something actually.
Sorry, yeah. So everyone, please take out your phones right now. Brothers and sisters, scan the code. Yeah, right. Right now, please. Sorry, manager, go out the window when you're nervous. Yeah, please take out your phones because so usually, and if you're building.
He really wanted you guys to take a picture of him.
No. Well, no. Oh no. Usually like in with tech products, they want hockey stick growth. They want 1,000 users a day, every single day, and kind of this, because their incentives are different. They're incentivized by venture capital. They want their money in return. That's not the case here. Honest to God, if this is just the user group that I am serving, I'll be more than happy with that, because I'd rather be very, very engaged with a handful of you than kind of engaged with 1 million people. So that's why I stressed, without saying please, and I'm sorry about that, I stressed about scanning the code just so I can. There'll be a constant communication, because I'm here to serve you guys as much as I can, and I do want this platform to be something that we could all benefit from. Inshallah, one day I want it to be, instead of Googling that or Yelping that, we'd have this name pending. We don't know yet, but that's inshallah, that's the goal, that's the vision that we are going for. And yeah, here's Brother Shaba.
Thank you, brother. So, questions? Anybody got any questions there? Yes, Brother Ali.
Yeah, so short answer is no, because we're more so focused on kind of building it on the back end. But by model, do you mean kind of like someone else doing? Oh no, no one is doing it the way that we're doing it. There is. I know there's one initiative out there, but they're I think they're kind of manually putting this together, kind of like doing like Google Forms and then like Excel sheets and manually doing it. We're trying to build a platform where at some point it's hands off for me. Yeah, I mean, I guess the model is just like LinkedIn, but for us. That's social media. But there won't. It won't. I don't want to stress the aspect of like notification bells and the like button. None of that. But yes, there is going to be a social aspect in that there will be inshallah a network effect. It will be taking place. And once there's a network effect, you have a moat. No one could come in. We'll be the only platform, and I think you get the idea. Hi, yes.
So I see that there is individual business profile as you explained. Now, in case I have to select 2 or 3 business profiles,
Yes.
will it be under the same name or?
Yes. So the way.
Email or do I need to?
No, yeah, we planned it out. I'm actually glad that you brought that up, because I didn't want to bombard the presentation. We are aware that our community is very, very active in the Muslim community. Everyone does everything. So there are brothers that own multiple businesses. So the way that the account structure is set up is that there's everyone, whether you're individual or business, and correct me if I'm wrong at some point for the back end, everyone will have an account. And then from the account, you can only have one individual account. So like you're only one person. I hope you don't make a clone. If you did, then what are you doing here? And then, no, we're not. You should be against it. Huh? No, anyway.
He's talking about in terms of AI.
That's it. Okay. But yes, that one account, you can only make one individual account. Like what's your name, brother? Claudio? Abbas. Okay, so like we can the boss can only make one account for Abbas. right? But you could have multiple businesses. You could have a bus consulting LLC, a bus plumbing, a bus electricity, and so on and so forth.
Is it associated with the individual account or is it all separate?
We're gonna. That's it. We'll see. Everyone, yeah. So everyone, you could have an account and not be an individual. Like you could just opt just for having a pure business account if you want, right? Oh, we're doing a vetting process. Like I said, I'm like, Habibi. Habibi, I grew up here. I went to school with the rich white boys in Cali. I know. I played the games because I was, I know the games because I was there. That's why I stressed that, like, I want everyone here. And I said, I was very serious when I said, if this is all I serve, I am okay with that, 1,000%. Because if you're benefiting from it and whether our bus is benefiting from it, I'm okay with that. There's going to be a vetting process. We have a plan of authentication. We're going to have, for example, if people who, for example, like kind of a broad view of it is, if we don't see you consistently at mass, if one of the people that are always here don't see you, we can't kind of vouch for you, or like if it's like more than one degree separation away, respectfully, you're good.
This is a very local network just in Staten Island. It's not like a
Not even Staten Island. No. We're just here, just mass. Right. The beta version is just mass. We're going to. Well, yeah. This is at first, mind you. Like inshallah, like our intention is at some point, even worldwide, but slow and steady. Right now, our focus is purely mass. So, ain't no Yehudi coming in. Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So we just wanted to shake up the Rahman to speak really quick. What we're gonna do is after he speaks, we need to go down and pray. We could come back up and finish the Q&A after Isha prayer for all those who, So, okay.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulullah. In the name of Allah we begin, and we pray that Allah places blessing in what we're doing. So guys, first I want to thank the brothers, the volunteers, and the team, and everybody who's been like, this has been a work in progress. You guys have heard us mention it in Jum'ah like probably months ago. So may Allah reward all the hard work brothers and sisters who've been doing, especially these guys here. May Allah Ta'ala accept from them. So at the end of the day, look guys, this is it's not an idea that's not been thought of before. I'm sure each of you have had this idea. How do we prioritize each other? If we're going to have a motto, it's prioritizing each other. So the idea, I love your question about, well, how big is it going to be and how we're going to vet? We are like, they're the technical know-how. We are a community. Here in Jum'ah, between our 4 Jum'ahs, we get about something, if I'm correct, Brother Sharif, 1,300 people in that range. Yeah? Between the 3, that's besides the 4th one, the student one. The students count too, yeah. So so alhamdulillah, the idea being in Ramadan we might get 2,000 people. So that is the 2,000 people who come and pray with you, who have donated to this building, each and every single one of you. This is by Allah's blessing, your blood, sweat, and tears. Allah has allowed us to be those who have built a masjid. By Allah, may Allah accept. So the idea is we want to prioritize. The idea is that we're not like developing a clique or a tribe or whatever. We're saying, look, these are the 2,000 people who surround me, who my kids are going to be their kids' age, who we care about each other's problems. We deal with each other. We literally drive the same streets and everything. So the vision is, yeah, of course we love our Muslim brothers worldwide. Of course we don't mind working with anybody, Muslim or non-Muslim, if they're honest, if they're sincere. But the idea is every group or every community has the right to prioritize each other. So we're just trying to figure out how to do it. Is there going to be mistakes along the way? Of course. Are there going to be technical difficulties or something we're going to have to fix afterwards? Of course. But the idea is the vision. If we all share that vision, that the goal is I want to prioritize everybody here and our extended network. So, everybody, many of you have businesses, many of you have careers, education. Many of you are starting or want to start, you want to shift to a completely different career altogether. What we would all do is you go to Google, you search, you maybe go online, you try to interview, you go you knock on 3 doors. We're trying to reduce that process for each other. That's it. That's the vision. So we're not expecting it to be perfect. We're just expecting if you share the vision and you're saying after these past 12 months what we've observed, that the whole world unites to bring us down, to censor us, to boycott us, to limit us, and so on. So in that case, we prioritize each other so that we can take that power away from them and put it back in our hands, right? So based on, my role here, of course, is, inshallah, these guys are the technical know-how and they're going to, the vision. My role, of course, is to just advise from the Islamic aspect. So I don't know if it's still up there. It is, right? So the ethical conduct. So obviously as Muslims, this is not just another business group, right? There's a million of those. You can go on Facebook, there's 10,000 people. There's a lot of networking that happens at bars and this and that, right? To rise in the ranks. This is not that. This is networking for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that means, yes, we want each other's businesses and careers and education to rise, but only on the condition that it's done with Islamic standards. Otherwise, we're more than happy to lose money or to lose an opportunity for money, I'll say that. If it means the person wasn't good and he wasn't carrying Islamic conduct, we'll lose the opportunity, no problem. We'll do that 1,000 times over, no problem. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in the early days, before they became, within 23 years, it became the biggest superpower in the world. The Muslim Ummah became the biggest superpower in the world in 23 years. And it lasted 700 years. But on the way there, they were boycotted for how many years? 3 years. 3 years, right? They had to deal with it. But they stuck together. And that group of people, because they stuck to their principles. So inshallah ta'ala, we don't deal with, may Allah ta'ala protect us and may Allah bless us. Allahumma adim alayna al-ni'ma wal-baraka wal-afiyah. But we are going to be principled. That's our goal. Otherwise, what's the point of this? There's zero point of meeting in a masjid. You might as well go meet in a bar like they all do in the corporations and, shake hands with a bunch of people and try to rise, right? So our best, we will always prioritize principle to the best of our ability, inshallah ta'ala. And of course, selling lawful items, taking personal accountability, being generous and donating charity. So there's a concept amongst Muslims that we have to delete now, which is that I will only go to another Muslim if he hooks me up. Right? Yes or no? You only go to him so you can try to get as much out of him as you possibly can. That's the only reason. Otherwise, you'll go to a complete stranger and pay him full price. So a stranger gets way better treatment than your brother. Now, the flip side is true. We are used to people taking advantage of the fact that you come from the same blood. He's from my ethnic background. He's also a Muslim. And then that guy takes advantage of you. He has garbage work or he scams you. So there's that mutual distrust, unfortunately, that has formed. It's not always there, but it's there to a large enough extent where some people say, I don't need the added headache. I'm not going to take Arabs in my business because they all give me headache. So maybe that's the case. We're not going to change 1 million Muslims in New York, but we can change 1,000 people in Staten Island, in mass Staten Island. So if we all pledge to be honest and sincere, and you give 110% to your Muslim brother, and you know that's going to come from you, but you don't expect that when you go to him. Like you don't only go to the next guy if he gives you 110, but you give 110, and wallahi the barakah comes back. If our vision is true and we start small and we say we're always prioritizing each other. So like the famous expressions that you hear all the time, and actually I heard this. It's on YouTube from a rabbi saying this. He said when a Jew starts a business, he makes sure 5 other Jews benefit too. This is a rabbi speaking on YouTube, right? He said that's his vision, and that's how that's what they preached. It's like if you start a landscaping business, you make sure there's 5 other Jews in your community. That's how they think that you're benefiting. This guy you get the supplies from. These ones you go to their houses specifically, and so on and so forth. You have a plumbing business, you have a car service, Uber or whatever, you name it. You name it. Now, obviously, that only works if the other person shares the vision and says, I'm going to give 110% too. So inshallah ta'ala, renew your intention. And the beauty about what Ibrahim just said about the vetting process of we got to know you to some extent. At least we got to start there. The beauty about that is that community know each other. And it's very unlikely, or it's less likely, that they're going to want to rip each other off because I see this guy every day, right? So that's a start. That's a start. The second part of this vision is the older teach the younger. The established teach the ones who are not established. Or they find a job. You find somebody who's in the starting stage of your career, or a young man or a young woman who's in the starting stage and they need a mentor. You've been in this field 10 years. You say, hey, come, I'll mentor you. Or I'll find you an internship or find you work. Every other community does it this way. Every single other community. You find the Chinese, if you guys work with Chinese, they will not have somebody paint in their house unless he's Chinese. You know this very well. Same thing with the Jews, same thing with the Indians and all this. So it's about time for the Muslims to work that way, inshallah. And the reason why we start small is because you need to start with a trusted group of people who trust one another, who know each other on some level, inshallah. So that's our goal, that's the vision. If you guys share the vision, then inshallah we're on the right start. Yeah, there's going to be some hiccups because we don't always know the next step. But that's where you guys come in. Everybody suggests something. Everybody, decide or plan what's coming up next. We plan to have also some seminars where it's like somebody teaching estate planning, somebody teaching business law, somebody teaching you some basics about taxes that you may have been missed, and it saves everybody here $2,000 a year on their taxes. That's 100 people here, $200,000 in this community saved. It comes right back to our pockets. So that kind of, if we're all thinking this way, we can go a long way, inshallah ta'ala. All right? Everybody agree? You share the vision? Inshallah.